Hi, I'm Brian Devan. We're here at Gold and Gem Grubbin in Cleveland, Georgia. We're up in the beautiful North Georgia mountains, and we're an actual operating commercial gold mine. Today, though, we're here to show you the fabulous Schmidt Gold Trap product line and just how they work for you. Today's modern gold miner finally has the opportunity to use the new modern technology and get the gold the old-timers lost. We are proud to have Howard Schmidt, the inventor and manufacturer, with us today. Hi, Howard.
Hi.
A longtime gold miner himself, Howard decided to reinvent the wheel. And that he did. He made gold mining more fun, easy, exciting, and rewarding than it has ever been. Now, this is Carl Berggren. He's our mining supervisor here at Gold and Gem Grubbin. He's got the 5-inch bazooka, pump and motor, and he's going to go ahead and start dredging. The bazooka, as we call it, is the most versatile gold dredge in history. It weighs only 19 pounds, and it can literally go anywhere with you that you want to go. It's accessible to stream beds, to the deep jungles, to the mountains, anywhere you want to backpack it. Total weight, 65 pounds with pump, motor, and everything. It can be used in water as shallow as a few inches or as deep as you need to go. We've got them working 60 feet down in the rivers. You just simply add hose length and a little more horsepower as you need to go deeper. It took Howard 6 years to develop and perfect this new technology. And after only 1.5 years on the market, the Schmidt Gold Trap, called the bazooka, is being used in 17 countries around the world and all the gold belts throughout the United States to rave reviews. Carl has just primed his pump. Of course, when you're using any pump and motor, folks, we recommend you keep that strainer off the bottom of the stream bed. All right, just as quick as that, Carl's getting some gold now. Carl's using good dredging technique by fanning the nozzle, so you always keep a good slurry coming through the tube. And as that material moves into the nozzle, the gold immediately drops, and other heavy minerals, and drops right into the gold trap in the center of the tube. The rest of the material blows right out the back. This is where we get a clog. We want to show you folks just how easy it is to remove the clog. A couple of shakes, clog is gone. Worst case, you could just stick your arm up the tube a little bit and pull the rock out. Carl's going to show you how to unclog the bazooka if and when it ever does clog. And very simply, the first thing he can do is put his hand over the back of the discharge, and the back flush will knock a rock loose. Or he can just stick his arm in the front nozzle and pull the rock right on out. There you go. Back to work. No half-hour downtime, such as with a long suction hose. Okay, now, how the bazooka is operating. As you can see, we have a 2-inch hose that runs from the pump to a manifold, which splits into 3 1-inch lines that go to the unit itself. Now, those 1-inch water lines are in a U-turn nipple into the tube, whereby a venturi action occurs, and the material is sucked in through the front end and moved on through the back. There is also a pressure line that connects to one of the 1-inch or 2 of the 1-inch water lines that circulates through the bottom of the gold trap. And this creates a unique quicksand feature in the trap that allows it to keep self-cleaning and catch all that fine gold that an ordinary riffle sluice box system loses. The water is injected under jet pressure into this water line, and there are a number of ports in each water line, so as the water is injected, the material is kept loose and in suspension, sort of like quicksand. So as the heavy gold and minerals drop into the trap, they are allowed to keep dropping deeper. And then the normal water flow over the top of the trap keeps washing the lighter material back out of the trap, so it only stays about 2/3 full. Folks, you can dredge all day, 8 hours or for any number of days, and that trap will only stay 2/3 full and give you just a gold pan full of concentrate when you're done to clean up. No more 5-gallon buckets, and no more saving them up till wintertime to clean them all up. Another wonderful feature is you can see how Carl can remain comfortable and sit. He doesn't have to hold the bazooka except the front nozzle. Let the bazooka do the work. His free hand is there to help with any ordinary, inordinate larger rocks that shouldn't go in, and he can just move them right out of the way. There's another wonderful feature about the bazooka. In an ordinary sluice box, if you want to stop and have a cigarette, have lunch, or just refuel your engine, you turn it off. Well, when you turn that thing back on again, all that water surging onto the sluice box moves material down the box, and eventually you start losing gold. With the bazooka, you can turn it off and on as often as you want and any time you want, and you won't lose any gold. Stands to reason, when you look at the portability, the weight, the ease of operation, that this new technology is going to take over the mining industry for all us recreational miners that love to get in here and find the gold. Well, we have a little clog. The clog's gone. Okay, folks, cleanup is a real breeze with the Bazooka Gold Dredge. As you can see, Carl has got two little nuts to loosen up on the gold trap. He'll pop his skid plate, which holds the two freeze plugs in place. And here comes the concentrate. You just shake around just a little bit, and the concentrates will fall right on out. You've got your gold, a little black sand, some of the heavy minerals, and a few little rocks. A little word of caution here, never take your nuts all the way off. Just loosen them up a little bit, pop your plugs, and you can pop them back in. And just tighten slightly, just to tighten easily if you're going to go back into dredging, or if you're done for the day, just leave them loose.
We're ready to dredge.
I'm ready to dredge again. That's the total amount of concentrates you'll have at the end of 8 hours or 1 hour or however long you want to dredge. Hey, at the end of your day of dredging, this is the amount of concentrate that you'll have left. No more 5-gallon buckets full, whether it be 15 minutes or 8 hours. That trap, being self-cleaning, will retain 2/3 of the concentrate, and it'll probably take you about 10 minutes to clean it up. Okay, now we're going to show you the new Schmidt gold trap and jewelry bazooka. And folks, it really is a fantastic piece of equipment. In all the testing done in Tampa Bay at 30 feet down, all coins and jewelry that were thrown into the water were recovered. Of course, it's designed for a sandy type material, or at least a slimy type material. You don't want to work this in a stream with gravel. We're going to do that today just to show you how it does work. And we've got the sandiest part here anyway to work with. And I guess we'll go throw a little money in here. We got dimes, quarters, halves, pennies. Carl, let's just go ahead and throw them in. We got $3.12 worth there. Carl's going to go ahead and crank it up, and we'll show you how the coin trap works. Now you'll notice we have a braking mechanism on the back of the discharge, and that's to eliminate the little jet boat effect that this particular piece of equipment has. You can remove that jet boat section and go down on a treasure ship, and when you leave the boat and turn your pump motor on, it'll jet boat you down to the bottom. And then you flip the little flap back on, it gives it its braking effect, and you go to work in the sand. In pure sand, this baby will move anywhere from 10 to 12 yards per hour, and everything is forced into the trap that's 3/8 plus. The grizzly in the coin trap goes from floor to ceiling inside the tube. So consequently, all your sand can flow through the 3/8 inch mesh holes and go out the back. The coins and jewelry go right down into the trap. 100% recovery on this unit. We did want to show you with the pump and motor how we set them on our Marlex flotation. As you can see, they set down below the level of the top of the inner tube, so you can't tip the thing over by accident. And they're in our flotation systems in the catalog, and they work extremely well. Now Carl is in here ready to take the coin trap and bring it up to show us a clean out. We'll bring it on up. I guess Nugget's trying to give him a hand there. He's going to flip the brake pad off. And we'll see if we got our money back. I think the coin trap's hopefully going to be a money-back guarantee here, folks. As you see, it's an identical system to the Bazooka Gold Dredge. And let the water back flush on up into the trap and let things just wash themselves right out. I'll hold it.
I think it's going to try to run away after that.
See, it's doing its little jet boat. It's trying to go forward and do some more work. Okay. Oh, I see some money in there. There's an old story around these parts that the Cherokees buried a lot of money. I hope maybe Carl found some of it. Yeah, looks like we got a nice recovery. Okay, here we are with Carl using the 3-inch dredge, which is a part of the new 3-in-1 combo. And consequently, we're going to start with the dredge, and then we're going to move to the high banker, and then just the sluice box by itself. Well, the reason Howard designed and developed the 3-in-1 combo was because a lot of folks want a high bank. Of course, the Bazooka is strictly a water dredge, a submersible dredge. And so he took the same gold trap principle. And that gold trap principle works just as well on the 3-in-1 combo. There's no sluice with a riffle and carpet on it. There's strictly a sluice with a gold trap built in. Carl's again using good dredging technique. And he'll keep one hand in front of the nozzle down there so that he can work the bigger rocks out of the way. And we're moving on back here to the Schmidt Gold Trap sluice. And as the material washes into the header box, the gold immediately settles. Of course, it's been settling right on up the suction tube. What we're looking at is the material flowing down the sluice box, and the gold particles go right on into the front of the trap, which we'll show you in a few minutes when we turn it off. Again, this is a self-cleaning trap. We have a manifold injecting water into that trap from down underneath, 3-way manifold, and it's again like quicksand. The material is kept in liquefaction, the gold goes deeper, and out of the back of the trap flows the lighter material. Okay, again, the material is coming up the 10-foot suction hose, 3-inch, hits into the header box. The gold all the way is settling to the bottom. As it flows down the sluice box itself, the front part of the trap catches it. It flows right into the trap. And being a self-cleaning trap, the light material flows back out. As we explained a moment ago, the water percolating in the trap from the 3-way manifold where we're injecting the high pressure water, it keeps it in a state of liquefaction. sort of like quicksand. The gold is going deeper. The lighter material off the surface is washing back out. This is a little accessory unit for crevicing. And you get into a crack or a crevice, this gives you a nice high stream of water that can blow the gold on up and into the nozzle of your dredge, whether it be the bazooka or whether it be the 3-in-1. And that water line comes from your pump, and it's where the pump is where you actually prime your pump. You just insert the garden hose connection. Okay, here we go with number 2 on the 3-in-1 sluice combo, the high banker. Carl's going to be shoveling material, and the material will flow right onto the spray bar, underneath the spray bar, and there is a slot. I'm going to walk on up. There's a slot that goes right in front and allows the coins, gold, to drop through and onto the sluice box itself. Now, in this particular instance, we are idling the motor. It's a 3.5 horsepower that we use on the 4-inch bazooka. And you put it on idle because all you need is the 1-inch line that goes from the pump to the motor. Or from the pump to the spray bar system, excuse me. All right, let's move some material. There we go. And all the testing that we've done, we've caught all our tailings from both the grizzly on the spray bar system and from the end of the sluice itself, and we have not found any color that we've lost. That gold drops quick and sudden and goes right on into the trap. Okay. Now as the material comes down the trap again, or comes down the sluice again, you can see where the heavy material, the gold, and even coins will go right on down into the front door of the trap. And we do have a 3-way manifold built into the trap, injecting water from the little 3/4 inch water line you see there. Under that jet pressure, again, the material acts like quicksand in the trap. And the gold keeps going deeper, while out the front or the back door of the trap, the lighter material is washed on back out. And you can go like this all day long if you like. Shut it off as often as you want. Start it up. You're not going to lose any gold. And at the end of the day, when you're ready to do a cleanup, you're going to have about 2/3 of a gold pan, or actually less than half of a gold pan full of material to clean up, instead of 5-gallon buckets to contend with. To do a little quick cleanup and show you how to clean out the trap. We have the same freeze plug underneath. You just loosen it up a little bit, and then when you pop the plug, and the material falls right on out. Now, normally we can turn the pump and motor back on, but you can also just pour a little water right in to the trap itself from the top and just flush your concentrate right down into your pan. There we go. Always take your freeze plug, stick it right back in the hole. Tighten it down with your fingers instead of tightening it down with the clamp, and that way it's nice and loose, ready for you to use next time. You just tighten it up before you turn it on. Now, that's about as much concentrate as you have to clean up. And just in case, just like the bazooka, the sluice combo trap fills up about 2/3 full. It's a smaller trap, and you don't have to worry about 5-gallon buckets again. Okay, now we're just going to take the high banker apart and use the sluice itself as you would sluicing in the stream. And I want to show you how simple this is. The spray bar system pops right out, and the 3-way manifold comes right out of the trap. So you have that unit. We then can snap the legs. We have little hooks right in the legs, and they snap right off. We take our legs right off. Now, in about 1 minute, we've got our sluice box ready to set up in the creek, and we'll just shovel a little material to it and let the creek water do the work. Okay, here we have Howard using the sluice box, and he's just going to be shoveling some material to it. It's typical sluicing, except again with the gold trap rather than a carpet and riffle system. And you can see how great a shape Howard stays in. He loves to do this all day long. Angle on that, Howard? Are you okay now? We've gone through all the wonderful technology, and what we're going to do now is go do a good cleanup with the Schmidt concentrator and show you what gold we were able to find. All right, folks, before we go up and look at what little bit of gold we may or may not have found, I'd like to show you some of the accessories that really work nice with the bazooka. First, we have a strap, and this strap is made of a nice heavy nylon, but it works so you can cinch it down and carry it. Or you can cinch it out and loop it over your shoulder or even over your back if you're going to backpack on in. So if you want to backpack in, I like it over the shoulder, pick up the pump and motor. I got 65 pounds total weight to work with, and I can go dredge anywhere. Next, this skid plate is extremely important. The skid plate, either made of cold roll steel if you're a commercial type user and very heavy in rocks. We have a nice lightweight aluminum one that Howard makes. Anyway, it fits right over the bottom of the trap, so your plastic won't ever wear out. A great accessory to have. Next, as we said, this is a 4-5 combo. Well, this is the 5-inch bazooka with a 5-inch nozzle. And you want to take it somewhere, you're only allowed to use a 4. Okay. We take and we put the 4-inch nozzle on. Now you got a 4-inch dredge wherever you need to be legal at. If you prefer, or if you need, I should say, we also have the 3-inch nozzle that fits into the 4-inch boot. So if you're in Oregon, for example, and in there's certain streams there, they're only allowed a 3-inch dredge, you've got a 3-inch bazooka. Lastly, both for crevicing and in case you can only use a 2-inch dredge, we have the 2-inch crevice nozzle. And we're going to go down, we slide this right over the 4-inch nozzle. And folks, you've now got 4 dredges in one if that's what you want. Now, where in the world have you ever seen that before? Well, let's go up and take a look at the gold we found today. Now, here we are doing a cleanup. We've classified the material, and we're ready to feed the black sands and heavy minerals into the new Schmidt concentrator. This is taking the same gold trap principle and applying it to cleaning up of the black sands. We have water coming from a garden hose right into the tube, and the flow comes on down and down into the trap. Okay, and the trap at the bottom is a removable cap, and inside is an air bubbler. And the air bubbler is basically an aquarium air bubbling machine. So as the gold penetrates to the bottom, everything is kept in liquefaction just like in the Schmidt gold trap. The lighter material flows back out of the trap, and what's left at the end of the run is all your gold and still just a little bit of black sand. And we feed it with a spoon. The water needs to be moving just enough to push the material down and into the trap. Now, in this particular case, we could even increase the water flow a little bit. Like I say, we use a garden hose. We also have a small 360-gallon-a-minute pump. So if you're out in the field and you need to recycle your water, you can have an extra bucket with the extra water in it and just recycle it from bucket to bucket, and you don't have to worry about a garden hose. But principally, it works just like the gold trap, and it works beautifully. Doing a final cleanup. We've turned the water flow off. We're going to turn the air off. And what we're going to do is take the gold pan, put it in the 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to just take this little cap right off the bottom here. Just rinse it. Rinse it a little bit here. Okay, and here's your air bubbler in the cap. We've emptied it out. And we've taken our concentrate down to a small amount. That's not too bad. And for the more serious dredgers, or those who already use conventional dredges with lots of 5-gallon buckets of concentrate to clean up, here's the amazing Gold Genie. It will clean the gold out of a 5-gallon bucket of black sand in just 20 minutes. Now, 2 of these Gold Genies have replaced our $6,000 shaker table in our commercial operation. It's fast. It recovers 98% or more of the gold. It's only 25 pounds, and it fits in the trunk of your car. You can take it anywhere with you. It comes with a recirculation pump and operates all day on a 12-volt battery. Heck, it'll even run bank-run material. That makes it a super portable high banker. Finally, folks, it's guaranteed for life. The Gold Genie is really a must piece of equipment for the serious dredger. For the modern 1990s gold miner, this is the finest gold mining equipment anywhere. Call us at 800-942-4436. That's 800-942-4436, and order your equipment today. And folks, remember the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules.